That'll bring up 4th down. So Ramapo does not move the chains. They will have to punt from their own 23-yard line. Gallo in. Hoboken will get good field position right here, barring a turnover. Gallo lets it fly. Another good kick by Gallo. Drives Zach Walker all the way back to the 35. Zach with the quick feet up to the 50-yard line. Zach trying to... He dropped the ball again. Zach Walker put on a turn. Picked up though by Hoboken.
Who else, Jimmy? Who else? Lee Lyons.
Walker must have a 4-leaf clover in his pocket.
No, Jimmy. I think Lee Lyons does, because Lee Lyons has really saved Hoboken today. Number 52 just recovered his second fumble.
Zach Walker better take Lee Lyons out for a sandwich after this game, because that's the second time he put it on the turf and Lee has come up with it.
I think the whole team of Hoboken should take out Lee for his chances. Look at Lee. He comes out of nowhere and says, let me get that football. I can play a little running back. And he's running with it. Finally, he's knocked out of bounds by Gallo.
Amazing right there. All the breaks going Hoboken's way early on, and look where the ball sits, inside the 40-yard line. Now comes the Red Wings. They lead by 13. Second quarter action. Here's Forkham, left side. Dortch looking for the outside. Dortch trying to find the outside. He'll ride his way for about 6 yards right there. Ryan Kelt, the man to take him down.
Terrell showed a little power in those legs, though, as he was able to get outside once again. And that time he carried Ryan for a couple yards. Watch Terrell has done a good job today, just bouncing out the last second right there. And Gallo underestimated it again.
So much speed and talent, year in and year out, comes out of the Hoboken backfield. Just another one of the many great ones is Tyrell Dortch. Second down. Dortch again, left side, Dortch. That'll be a first down right there.
Somebody tripped up Dortch by the ankle. He could still be running. When you talk about Tyrell Dortch, he wears number 34 in honor of his cousin. His cousin used to start here wearing that number, Rayvon Anderson. What's he doing now? He's a starting halfback down in North Carolina. Good job by Gallo. That was a player who tripped him up.
And out comes Greg Toll, the defensive coordinator for Mike Miller Ramapo, and you got a feeling that Ramapo feels a real sense of urgency right now. Down 13-0, Anthony. A score here could make it 19 or 20. That would be big-time trouble. They have got to stop the bleeding right here.
Well, the thing about this Hoboken team, Jimmy, is they like to hold on to the football. They enjoy running the clock. That's their way they play football. So if you're Greg Toll, you got to stop the bleeding right now. Greg Toll, the defensive coordinator, for people out there don't know, one of the most successful head coaches ever to coach in the state of New Jersey. He was a head coach at Hackensack, won 4 state championships. You talk about father-son combinations. Well, Greg Toll, now you see his son right there also. He had another great player, Mike Toll, and actually won 5 state championships. And Greg Toll Sr., a fantastic football player himself in college. Running back.
And right now enjoying coaching his son, seeing his son with just an incredible career, leading the state in scoring, going on to Boston College, and there's the man, Ed Stinson, 11 years in a row here, 16 altogether, won 47, and listen to this, 47 of his last 48 ball games, dominating is Ed Stinson in Hoboken.
And 1 loss, Ramapo.
First down and 10 for the Red Wings. There's some movement there. Hand off to Enrique. Don't see a flag right here. And Hoboken might have got away with one. Looked like Bobby Jones.
You got to wonder what the officials were watching on that play. Everybody was moving.
Bobby Jones in the backfield. He took off before the snap of the ball. And
let's see. Did they throw a flag?
There is not a flag on the play.
Okay. Hey, Jimmy, you
taking a look. Look, Bobby Jones back of the screen right there. Oh! If that's not moving before the snap, I don't know what is.
So like you said, Hoboken getting all the breaks right now.
Second down for the Red Wings. Call it about 5. Full house backfield. Here's Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones into the end zone. Oh, man, you look at George, you look at Enrique, and Bobby Jones takes it home.
Jimmy, on Thursday afternoon, we had a chat with the Hoboken coaches, and they said, watch out for Bobby Jones. We're going to use him, and they believe that they may catch Ramapo off guard. And it looked like they did on that. Too many players back there, Jimmy. You got Enrique going up the middle, you got Dortch coming outside, and finally they caught maybe Ramapo looking at those 2 guys, and they gave it that Delaware offense back up the middle to Bobby Jones.
And Ed Stinson taking no chances with the conversion. He will go for 2. Forkham comes up. 19-0. Can they make it 21? Forkum, roll out right, looking, dumps it to the end zone. Enrique, count it. 2 points, make it 21-zip.
Well, Hoboken has come out here on a mission, Jimmy, and Anthony Enrique and company have really looked impressive right now. Everything working, and the ball has been bouncing their way.
Well, we're in the second quarter, and Anthony Enrique, after the 2-point conversion, can look up at the scoreboard and see an even 21 for the Red Wings. Bobby Jones, who would have thought it in the semifinal that he would take it in for some pay dirt? Red Wings up 21-0. You're watching the MSG Cablevision Game of the Week.
American Express presents A Christmas Carol, the musical that reminds us
Anyone can be a Scrooge, and anyone can learn to love.
call Ticketmaster today.
Hold your head even higher, and into the fire we go. Seduction. Murder. Blackmail. Bring your mother. The Scarlet Pimpernel, Broadway's most intriguing musical. For tickets, call Ticketmaster today. It's a nightly battle. The Broadway Blues take on some of hockey's best. Gretzky, Leach, Gray, Whitney. Some of the biggest names in the NHL are looking to take it to them. The ice is cold, and the attitude is colder. Catch Sam, JD, and the only place to be, New York Rangers hockey on MSG. The Rangers are in Buffalo to battle the Sabres after Continental Airlines game night, Wednesday night on MSG.
Due to time restrictions, we move ahead in-game action in this morning's high school football Game of the Week.
Back at JFK, first down and 10. Sims around for Sims feels the pressure. He is going to go down.
Number 57, Pablo Morales. One of the defensive line up front. Did a good job of beating the offensive lineman, and he had a big target to chase after.
Chris Sims is most dangerous when he can look downfield and check off receivers. But if you don't give him the time to look off, right now he's got to be most concerned with the guys in the red jerseys coming at him. That does not give him the opportunity to use the vision and find himself a receiver. Good job by Hoboken right now. Brings up second down in a bundle, 20-plus.
Give credit to Sandy Sanchez also. He was there.
Draw to Toll left side. Toll. Bring up third down and long.
Mike Falcon with the tackle, and Hoboken wants to call a timeout. That's very interesting. Are they thinking about getting the ball back here?
Oh, absolutely.
With a minute and 7 to go, it's 3rd and 15.
No such thing as enough points in a state playoff game. Take a look at Toll once again. Hoboken had a little cushion to give there.
Jimmy, you talk about tackling low. Well, Mike just showed you the lesson right there as he took on Toll. You're not going to take on Toll high in the shoulder pads because he's going to bounce off you. So he wrapped him up around the legs.
Mike Forkum, the senior.
You know, we should point out Ed Stinson has had some great quarterbacks here. Rashard Casey being the last one who went on to Penn State. But, you know, when you talk to him about Mike Forkum, he says he's a throwback player. The kid will do everything for you. He's one of the most talented kids he's ever had. And you know what? I know for a fact that he is going to miss Mike Forkum. Ed Stinson is really going to miss Mike Forkum.
You get into a little bit of a cruise control mode when you got those leaders at the quarterback position. Ed Stinson and his team, they sat down Monday night. They watched last year's game, the 97 game. A little bit of an emotional value, Ed Stinson said, but also a lot of the same guys wanted to show his Hoboken team how they hurt us. So far, Forkum and Hoboken have responded up by 21. Sims, third down and about 14. They will hand it off once again. Mike Miela looking to really just keep the clock rolling right here.
Jimmy, coming into this game, if you're not from the area, you hear about Sims and you hear about Toll. but you don't hear about this Hoboken team too much. And Hoboken felt that Greg Toll really hurt them last year, and that wasn't Chris Sims who beat them. Chris only threw the ball maybe 10 times in that state championship game last year, but Toll ran up and down on them, and they vowed some way, somehow, they're going to put 8 and 9 guys up in a box, and they are going to try and shut down number 1. And you have to take their hat off to them. So far in this first half, they've accomplished that.
Well, you have to. I mean, most great high school football teams dominate you in one of those facets. They either run in dominating fashion or they pass in dominating fashion. Ramapo does both of them. Ed Stinson says, we got to take one of them out of the picture. That would be the run. They ran on last year. He said, that's what hurt us. It opened everything else up. Our objective is to stop the run today, which they have.
You know, he won't admit it, Ed Stinson, but they prepared for this game, starting when they went back in January, their first phase of football. Deep down somewhere, they were preparing for this rematch again. They knew they would face each other.
How could you not? Ramapo came in here last year, broke a 38-game streak. They hadn't lost since 1994, Hoboken. Good pressure put on. Punter right there. Forkham will gather it up as 32. He'll cross the 40-yard line up to the 45, and the offense will come out for Hoboken with 49 seconds to go.
Well, Ronnie Soto almost got a piece of that one to block that punt. Ronnie was about an inch bigger. That ball would have been going the other way.
Hoboken, a unique team in Anthony, the fact they can run a 2-minute or a 1-minute offense and still hand the ball off. They have such big play guys out of the backfield. We've seen it where you think, they're just going to hand it off, and they will blast off a 30 or 40-yard run play and be right in business.
Well, Toll said it, Greg Toll Sr. said it yesterday, when you play against this Delaware, you really have to be disciplined.
Here's Forkham. Back to pass right now. Forkham looking, throwing the deep ball over the middle, looking for Lopez. Just over the hands of Carlos Perez.
Jimmy, we're going to get a flag against Ramapo. I think they're going to call holding on a Ramapo defender.
Wow. That is the call, right? Oh, check that. Offensive interference. I guess Carlos Perez did a little pushing off himself. Take another look.
Okay, let's see it. You really can't see it from that angle, Jim, but a good call because there was some contact there. I thought they were going to call the DB, number 9, Brian Kelp.
On the offense, pass interference, 15 yards, lost it down, second down.
Both those players came together, and usually when that happens, Jim, Brian Kelp had to go his way.
So Carlos Perez was able to get a little separation, but as you said, with the contact, and you gotta feel it's a little bit of a situational call. Referees know this game is 21-0.
I think we're going to see Hoboken maybe play a little bit conservative for these last 40 seconds. Let's see.
Yeah, they had their shot. Here's Dortch right side, bangs his way up to about the 35-yard line. So Anthony, as the second half approaches, Ramapo has their work cut out for them. They trail by 21 this game. They have not looked good. They have not executed. They are not playing Ramapo football.
Well, you have to give credit first to Hoboken's defense, but if you're going into the locker room and you're going to be down 21 points, what better to come back out in the second half than to have Chris Sims and Toll and Gallo to walk back on the field for you. So they have the weapons to bring them back in this game. It's just a matter, like you said, of executing and making sure you don't make some of those mistakes and getting a break.
And defensively, I mean, you can't trade scores when you're down by 21 points.
That's the one positive of your Ramapo. You know you have the big game players to bring you back. And that's what he's going to have to do, Mike Miller. He's going to have to tell his players, hey, let's forget about the first half. They got 21. Now we got to come out in the second half, and we got to get our 21.
So the Hoboken defense and the Hoboken offense walk off the field after 24 minutes of play. And if you're a Red Wing fan, you could not have drew it up any better. An outstanding first half for them.
An outstanding first half, and at this time, Jimmy, we got to thank Lisa's on 10th for providing some outstanding food for the crew. Lisa's on 10th in Hoboken, on Willow, great food.
How about the Lisa's on 10th halftime report? That's coming up next. You're watching Red Wings by 21. defense, they've been on the short side of the stick so far. Against the Hoboken offense, they have got it going, Anthony.
Jimmy, they got to find a way now to stop Enrique and Dortch and get that ball back quickly and really get some points up on that first drive. So Ramapo's defense got to come out, try and shut down Hoboken 4 and out, and that'll get them pumped on the other sidelines. You know, Mike Miller probably told his team that. Let's get back to work. You know, it's interesting, Jimmy. You look at all the statistics coming into this game, and right now Hoboken's defense has really done a good job of stopping that Ramapo offense.
First down and 10 for Fork. Fork him in the right side, takes a couple hits. First half, 124 yards, 1 touchdown, the big one, 70-plus yards. Our stats courtesy of Statman extraordinaire, Cilio Garcia.
That time, Ramapo, 3 white jerseys right away on Dortch, and finally Greg Toll took him up and brought him down very quickly. There you see he'll get a good block, but as soon as it's the daylight, you got 1, 2, and then the 3rd and 4th defender jump in there, and Toll.
This will be motion against Hoboken, so they'll go from a 2nd down and 6 to a 2nd down and 11 as Forkham comes off. You see the hand a little bandaged up there, Anthony.
Jimmy, when I walked in at halftime on our way back up here, you saw them working on that finger of Mike. Mike's a tough kid, and you know he's going to play, but they were a little concerned about that finger.
2nd down.
And you have to imagine a coach like Mike Mielo, who wears his heart on his sleeve. It was probably pretty vocal in that round ball. Out with a little fire in their belly here to start this 3rd quarter. They cannot afford to give up anything to Hoboken on their first drive. Here's Dortch, 2nd down. He'll be taken down. Looks like another flag comes in.
Well, the Ramapo team showing what they're made of. They come out, and obviously, I know Mike is probably telling these guys you were embarrassed in the first half. You said Mike was vocal at halftime? Well, he was vocal yesterday. Today, he's probably more like an eruption. Mike Mueller, one of the real good coaches in New Jersey and in Bergen County, done a terrific job. Obviously, a player of Chris Sims' magnitude coming to your school, he's handled it well, and he's made him just like any other student.
On the offense, illegal shift. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
You know, he said to us yesterday, when I asked him what Chris Sims and Toll meant to Ramapo, he said, well, obviously they put us on the map. There were some newspapers in New Jersey who couldn't find Ramapo High School.
The yellow barks out the defensive signals. They decline the penalty to keep Hoboken in 3rd down. It's 3rd down and about 10. Forkham the throw. Let's see if the hand bothers him. Throws a strike, but not held on that time. And that's one Carlos Perez will say he should have had.
Well, you know, Carlos probably wondered how Mike could throw that pass that quickly with a bandage on his finger. He put a little mustard on that one, did Mike, who shows he's really got an exceptional arm. Mike will be playing on the collegiate level somewhere next year. And, you know, it's cold out there, Jimmy, but I know Carlos will probably want to have that back.
Good job by Gallo on the coverage right there. So this is what Ramapo had to do. No question about it. They had to put Hoboken in a quick 3 and out, turn the ball over, and try and get the momentum to shift their way. Try and create some breaks for themselves. Hoboken caught the breaks in the first half. After they were sloppy a little early, they worked their way through it. And we stand at 21-0.
Jim, special teams make or break games sometimes. Last week, Ramapo blocking a punt, set up a touchdown for them. You know right now, Hoboken who calls a timeout. They want to make sure that this punt goes off smoothly. On the other hand, Ramapo, you got to think they're going to bring it. Try to make something happen.
And you talk about that punt. Coming off the loss to Wayne Hills, next game with the state playoffs against Passaic Valley. Greg Goodman, the senior, goes in, blocks the punt. Who jumps on it but Greg Toll? So the playmakers for Ramapo, starting with Chris Sims, must be heard here. Sims, just about 6 yards passing in the first half when you combine in a few of the sacks. A couple balls could have been caught. So it's been a tough one so far.
Well, how do you shut down Sims and Toll? You hold them combined to 16 yards of offense in the first half. I don't think anyone has said they've done that to these two kids in their 4-year career in the first half. But they play 2. Let's see what happens in the second half.
Forkham back to punt. Feels a little pressure, but gets it off. Short punt. Gets caught up in the wind. It'll roll around. and Ramapo will take over with good field position inside Hoboken territory. Ball will finally stop its roll at about the 49-yard line, and out they come. You know this Ramapo offense got all fired up in the locker room at halftime that they needed to have a big second half. Chris Sims is a field general. He'll come into that huddle right now, and he'll tell the guys, gentlemen, we have 2 quarters to play. We've put up 40 quarters, 40 points in many halves this season. Let's get it done. Let's go.
Coach Jimmy, in all fairness, last year's team when Chris was a junior, he had a lot more weapons to go to. He had Barbie, he had Milanese, and now he's got Gallo and Tall. He's going to have to find some other people to help him out.
Little motion right here. Here's Ramapo on first down. Sims will come out throwing. Takes a look, steps up. Sims flushed out, throws it off the hands right there, of course. So Owen is having a tough day catching the football right now.
You know, Jimmy, down on the field, what is very interesting to hear is that when Sims audibles, the head coach of Hoboken, Stinson, is yelling out to his defense what he's doing. And a lot of times the first half, he was exactly right. He yells, Sims audible. Stinson yells out, watch the draw. Ramapo runs a draw play.